Man, what's good, YouTube, man? This your boy, man, J Willie Silly, man, aka Mr. Take It Easy for you, the life easy. But make sure y'all follow my Instagram, man, and Twitch, man, in the description down below. Like I said, I will be going live on Twitch at about 10 o'clock-ish. You know, I go live real late on Twitch, man. You know what I mean? For all my fellow boys and girls, man. You know what I mean? I go live on Twitch real late, man. You know what I mean? So like I said, man, y'all go follow that Twitch, man, Instagram, all my social media links. It's in the description down below. And every single video like these right here, you know what I mean, are in the True Stories playlist section, man. You know what I mean? I got all type of crazy things that's happened to people that you do not see on the news, man. If y'all want to go see some real stories, if y'all want to go see some real raw uncut footage, you know what I'm saying, this is the channel for you, ladies and gentlemen, man. You know what I'm saying? But we got cave diving disaster. I almost got close, boy. I swear I be getting scared when I'm gonna bite my tongue. I'm telling you, that feeling is something that I never want to feel, man. Biting your tongue, man, that's the worst feeling ever, bro. It's just, I was this close to biting my tongue. Thank God I didn't. We got cave diving disaster with 4 minutes of air. You know, for me, man, you know, I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, it's your fault that you died. Is your fault that this, the fault that, even though it's just for me, I just be like, man, why even do this in the first place? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the point of going cave diving for? Somebody give me a good reason. What's down there? What, gold down there or something? I don't care if gold down there. I don't care what's down there. It's nothing worse than my life. It's nothing worth my life, bro. You know what I mean? If it's life threatening, I'm not doing it. You know what I mean? So it's just people be like, bro, it's gold down there, bro. It's a whole bunch of fortune. You know, people gonna be saying that. Like I don't care, bro. My life doesn't have no money, no worth on it. You know what I'm saying? My life is priceless. You know what I mean? That's how I look at my life. So I ain't finna go down there. I don't care if it's no gold. I don't care what's down there. There's no reason you should be going down there, bro. Simple. You know what I mean? Just stay up on land, bro. You know what I'm saying? You going down here and all that, bro.
In the deadliest day of cave diving,
look at you going to this little cave for what, bro?
4 family members went on a cave diving adventure, but only one returned. This is the fatal breakdown of the shaft diving tragedy. Christine Millet was a prodigy. At only 19 years old, she had literally been diving for nearly 15 years, according to her father. He was a professional diver in Australia and raised his kids in the water diving. Christine, Stephen, and Glenn were legitimate scuba diving experts in the spring of 1973.
It don't matter.
They had each achieved the highest scuba qualification available, and Christine was the current New South Wales title holder in scuba. The Millets were a formidable team of expertise, and an excellent addition to any diving outing. Their cousin John Bockerman was also an experienced diver, but with just 4 years of experience under his belt, he was considered the novice of the family. On May 28, 1973, a group of 9 had planned a 2-day dive in Mount Gambier at the shaft Sinkhole. This sinkhole was unique in that just a tiny hole had broken through the ceiling of a huge cavern below. The hole was widened to about 3 feet to allow a person to be lowered in with a rope ladder. Once you squeeze through the grassy hole, the cavern opens to the surface of a lake 20 feet below. It's quite deceiving that this innocuous little hole in the ground opens to a water-filled cave that's about the size of a football field.
On a sunny day, field? Are you freaking kidding me?
The opening beams through the water, creating a shaft of light straight to the bottom. The beam ends at the surface of the rock pile 120 feet below. This pile of rocks was an accumulation of rocks dropped in by the landowners in an attempt to fill this hole in their pasture. After thousands
it doesn't matter. Look, it doesn't matter about your experience, my brothers and my sisters. It doesn't matter about your experience. You know what I mean? I did a little incident, bro. You know, this man had under 30 years of skydiving experience, bro. Under 30 years. You know what I mean? Something went wrong. Him and the person that was attached to him died instantly, bro. Hit the ground. Boom. It doesn't matter, bro, how much experience you have, bro. Things can just go wrong. That's just how life is, bro. Things can just go wrong. It's not 100% certain that you're going to come up out that water. It's not 100% certain, man. You know what I mean? Just keeping it real with you. So I don't care about your experience. You know what I mean? One thing I don't play about is I don't play with the ocean anyways. I don't play with the water. I don't play with water. That's one thing I don't play with. Even though I know how to swim like a fish, bro, water is just something I do not play with. You know what I mean? And they going real deep. So imagine what, they gonna get lost or something? Imagine if you get lost. You know what I mean?
Were dropped in. They realized
you only got so much air in the oxygen, bro. You only got so much air.
Rocks and the shaft of light from above are the center anchors of the cave. Divers would always use the light from the entrance as the North Star to orient them within this interesting diving destination. As long as you stayed out of the 2 tunnels that squeezed off each side of the cave, you could see the hole above, whether it was sunny or cloudy. On day 1 of their dive, the group of 9 members of the South Pacific Diving Club of New South Wales dropped a line from the entrance down to the top of the rock pile. This would be the only line they set that day. 8 divers explored around the main cavern, making it about halfway around the room before they ended for the day. The 9th diver stayed at the surface to manage supplies and safety. Robert Smith was the president of the diving club and had been in the shaft more than 20 times. He was comfortable with the chamber they were exploring, but Robert didn't know what Christine had in mind for day 2. As far as he had planned, everyone agreed that they were staying in the 200-foot max depth range. This would keep everyone within the main chamber, and the hole above would be visible as a guide. They hadn't laid any other guidelines, nor had they made an official group dive plan. Without an established leader, there was no coordination of plans or a designated buddy system. On the 2nd day, Christine, Stephen, John, and a 4th diver, Gordon Roberts, planned to enter the tunnel section on the western edge of the cave and reach a depth of 250 feet. They would bounce quickly down and back without spending any time at that depth, setting a new record.
I just don't understand
this
the
was
point.
1973.
To my setting a new record. So we're doing this for a record. I'm thinking it's some gold down there or something. You're doing this for a record? A record nobody cares about. When you die, nobody's going to care about that record. I don't hear nobody talking about this. Record for what? Like, what's the point, bro? You go in this little freaking hole, man. In this little freaking hole, swimming down this freaking hole, man. And you still got to come up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully you don't get lost in here. You feel me? Just keeping it real. What you talking about, the size of a football field, man? I'm thinking it's on some gold. I'm thinking there's something very, very valuable down there that y'all know about. Y'all doing this for a record? A record that nobody's going to care about? Nobody's going to care. Once you're dead and gone, you're dead and gone. Life moves on. Nobody cares about your record, bro. You're doing this for a record. What's the point, man? I just be saying, sometimes, bro, when it comes to humans, I just be like, man, what's the point? What's the point of going cave diving? What's the point? I get have fun, but bro, I can have fun without my life being threatened. I can have fun without my life being in jeopardy. Like, honestly, bro, I can have fun without my life being in jeopardy. I'm not gonna go cave diving, bro.
Divers were still deep diving.
I'm not going skydiving.
Cylinders. Mixed gases were not yet introduced for recreational diving, and technical diving science had yet to be established.
Niggas finna drown.
Scuba divers were limited to what depth could be achieved due to nitrogen narcosis. They were definitely testing the boundaries of what was possible and testing their own personal limits.
Look at this, bro.
Unfortunately, the dynamics of cave diving were so different from open water scuba. Christine, John, Stephen, and Gordon were all about to come face to face with these limits. The other 4 divers, Glenn, Robert, Larry, and Peter, all gave testimony as to what they witnessed and understood about the events of that day. It appears that it all started normally. The group entered the water and quickly dove down to the floor of the room past the rock pile. It didn't take long for Robert to start feeling lightheaded because of nitrogen narcosis. As an experienced diver, he recognized the symptoms immediately and moved back up to a safer depth.
Why you ain't tell him,
With
nigga?
the higher pressures of increased depth, the nitrogen in the air is pushed
I mean,
into the
you know, you
bloodstream.
probably can't tell them, though, because like I said, nigga all behind them niggas already gone and stuff like that. Ain't like they got a freaking, you know, microphone or anything, you know what I'm saying, attached to they freaking whatever this scuba diving, whatever, you know what I'm saying, can talk to each other. So them niggas already down there, bro. So, you know, it's only so much my boy can do, though. You know what I mean? I'm thinking they right beside each other, but that's not the case. Them niggas already gone. So it's like, at the end of the day, I gotta look out for myself at the end of the day. You know what I mean? I see in the afterlife, brother and sister. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, you feel me? I ain't finna test my limits.
It can be extremely dangerous when you're diving in a tunnel 200 feet under the water. After moving around the base for a bit, Glenn had noticed his time was nearly up. He was just behind his sister and the others. He reached out his hand to tap her shoulder, letting her know that time was about up.
You going all the way down there. Look how down there they're going. Look at this. Hurry up with the freaking white thing, man.
Know that time was
look at this.
Just before he contacted her back, She lunged forward with the others.
You're going
over the
deep
ledge at the edge of
down,
the room.
going all the way
The ledge dropped off
down.
into the tunnel passage, but Glenn wasn't too worried. He figured they were getting a quick look, then would be heading up as well. As the individual divers followed their plans, several made their way up towards the surface, a few making decompression stops along the way before surfacing. One by one, they popped up at the surface, but there were only 4 of them over a period of a minute or so, which instantly became alarming. They had all started with the same amount of air, and time was up. A few of the divers went back down to see if they could locate the others, even venturing down over the ledge, but the only thing that was discovered was Steven's camera and flashlight sitting on the bottom.
They gone.
It was an unbelievable situation that just couldn't be true. They hoped that there was a pocket of trapped air, or some way that they could still be alive. What happened down in that tunnel? When Christine and the others reached the ledge hanging over the abyss, they paused for a moment to gather their bearings. She knew that she would need to be quick, get down and back with a minimal amount of time at this depth. Breathing normal air at this depth was risky, and she knew it. Even if she started to feel the first inclinations of nitrogen narcosis, she was conscious of how to manage this deficit. She planned to stay focused on the task and keep breathing slow and measured. At the target depth, the air is compressed so that each breath uses 7 times more air than when breathed at the surface. Even if things went perfectly, her air supply would be gone in just minutes. She was with her brother and cousin, so as a group she knew they had the expertise to achieve the 250-foot depth record. They were seen plunging into the depths of the tunnel starting around 200 feet. To get to a depth of 250, they would have to travel over 300 linear feet down the ever-narrowing tunnel to get to that depth.
Not that serious.
As they moved along,
not that serious.
Each person would have been experiencing a different level of dread.
But I'm just seeing your skin, and I just see what color you are, and I'm like, okay, it makes sense. It makes sense. You know what I mean? Honestly, it makes sense. You know what I mean? I had to look at the skin. I'm like, oh, and now I looked at y'all, I'm like, oh, it makes sense. It's y'all them people. Oh, okay, cool. You know what I mean? It's no offense, bro. White people. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know, bro. It's like y'all just live like y'all got 9 lives, bro. You know what I mean? You're just too adventurous. You're too adventurous, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you just want to do everything. It's like, it's okay to just chill out sometimes, bro. You know what I mean? You don't see us doing this. We're not doing this. When I say us, man, we're not doing this, bro. We can have fun without being, it's like y'all just got to go the extra mile, bro. Most of these videos where I be doing, bro, when it come to like tragedies like these, bro, be white people, bro. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just don't know how to chill. Y'all just don't know y'all limits, bro. It's like y'all just be trying to just, you know, just go all out, bro. It's like, golly. You know what I mean? Y'all don't have limits, bro. Y'all gotta have some limits, bro. You know what I mean?
Their air was getting dangerously low.
You gotta have fun without life-threatening, bro.
But neither of these problems was.
What's the point going all the way deep down in here for what? What up, bro? It's not no gold down here. There's no reason, bro. You're literally going down here for a record. You trying to set a record that nobody cares about. You know what I'm saying? Honestly.
Factor. It was the silt.
And y'all gotta realize, bro, they got oxygen, bro, so it's only so long they could be down in that water, bro. You know what I mean? Only so long before the air runs out, bro. You know what I mean? So they going deep down in there, bro. What if your oxygen, bro, all runs out, bro? Now you breathing your air now. You gonna drown, nigga. You can't even be there you can't be down there for that long, bro. You know what I mean? It's gonna run out, cuz.
They had experience.
That's probably what happened.
4 divers in such a small space.
I know that's what happened.
Disturbed the long settled silt into a frenzy of plumes of sand that would take hours or even days to settle. The silting reduced visibility to less than an arm's length. This was the deadly crux. Without guidelines set, how would you know how to get out?
I'm saying, niggas lost.
Christine checked her air and realized that she would not make it to 250 feet. Turning back was not nearly as easy as it sounds. After swimming back through the cloud of silt, there was no way to know exactly which direction would lead her back to the rock pile and the glow of the ceiling hole in that room. On a cloudy day, the tunnel would have no view of the main entrance hole. She reached out in front of her but ran into rock formations that could have been the wall of the passage or just a boulder on the floor. There was no way to orient herself.
Look at this. Look how small it
filled
is.
The entire tunnel. Her oxygen was running dangerously low, and she knew that making it back to the surface would barely be possible if she found the way out immediately. In a desperate attempt to find the direction of the passage, she shot up toward the ceiling to clear the silted bottom. Gordon was doing the exact same thing, and they were seen down in the tunnel swimming to the ceiling of the passage. Their flashlights were frantically
I ain't
sweeping
laughing,
up
but
and
it's
down,
like, what?
Then back and forth trying to see any sign
Niggas
that
can't
would lead them
see.
in the right direction. There were uneven rocks jutting out and down from the upper boundary, so no simple, smooth rock to glide along towards the upper part of the passage. Christine and Gordon didn't know it, but they were trapped in a false dome over this portion of the tunnel. Once they were inside, they each spun around and felt along the rocks looking for the way up. Imagine frantically feeling the ceiling and walls of rock all around you, but finding no way out. All of this panic, completely blinded by opaque sandy water all around.
Can't even see. You can't see.
At this point, there was no way to reorient to east
Can't
and
see
west.
nothing.
They only knew that they were at the top of the tunnel because bubbles were collected in the many crevices, but not enough to save them. The frantic nature of their efforts rapidly depleted the remaining air, and sadly,
They dead.
they would not get out of that dome.
Dang.
Together, they ran out of air, became hypoxic, and eventually sank down to the passage floor. During this time, John was seen quickly swimming with purpose, farther down the wrong way inside the tunnel.
He gone too.
He was very likely suffering from nitrogen narcosis as he swam deeper into the abyss. Stephen had turned around as well, but he was ahead of Christine and Gordon. He too was running out of air and struggled to orient himself with no rope to guide through the opaque waters. He was later found with his buoyancy vest inflated.
Dang.
This would have been a last-ditch emergency method to get himself to the surface when his air was gone. Unfortunately, he was caught up on an outcropping of rocks and never made it to the surface. Despite an exhaustive search by the surviving divers and police, it took more than 11 months to locate and recover the 4 lost divers.
11 months?
It was truly hard to comprehend that some of the best trained scuba divers could lose their lives in a sinkhole. After this disastrous day, new standards began to be established specifically for cave diving. The very real differences between open water diving and cave diving were essential facts that divers needed to be educated about thoroughly before they entered any cave. Current standards and best practices would require cave certifications for all members, a leader to lay out a dive plan,
What's the point,
divers
bro?
paired with a buddy, safety divers at depth intervals, extra tanks along the planned dive,
Look at him.
use of mixed gas to reduce nitrogen narcosis, and guidelines to be laid prior to new exploration or record attempts. Much of this was established after their tragic loss, and partly because of it. The risky hobby of cave diving again claimed more lives in an unexpected moment of tragedy.
Heck yeah. I heard about this, bro. I heard about freaking, you know what I'm saying? A lot of cave, that the Nutty Putty. I did a, you know what I mean? Did a video about that. You know what I mean? A lot of people wanted me to react to Nutty Putty. I already did a video about that. I heard about that. You know what I mean? That was crazy. You know what I mean? I heard about a whole lot of cave incidents, bro. That's why I say this junk is dangerous, y'all. This junk is not safe at all, bro. It don't matter about how much they have 15 years of experience and still died down there. You know what I mean? It's not safe at all, bro. Humans just don't understand, bro. I ain't gonna say humans, they just don't understand, bro. You know, it's not safe, bro. You know what I mean? I don't know why people be doing life-threatening things, bro. You know, you can have fun, bro, without threatening your life, bro. That's all I'm saying, bro. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, yeah, it was their fault they died. Not trying to sound harsh, but it was their fault. Yeah, end of that.